Let's talk about the Turkish Lira, and had quite a big sell-off today. At one point it was down with 12%, right now it's down with 4.5%. And this is just another blow to the Turkish Lira. And the reason for pushing to the upside today is because Erdoğan, the current president, his main rival, Ekrem, which was the mayor of Istanbul, he has been detained. Now, Erdoğan has been the president for many, many years, and the markets are not too happy with his economic policies, and that is why we're seeing the weakness in the Turkish lira. And the Ekrem was supposed to be potentially someone that could take over in elections. But, it would not be a straightforward deal anyway. Like when he won the first time the electoral, becoming a mayor, it was suspected that there was something wrong, so they forced the election to happen again, but then he still managed to be voted in to be the mayor again. So this is obviously a big blow for people anticipating change in Turkey. Now, why is it that, what's one of the reasons why investors don't like Turkey? Well, one of the reasons is, if you look here, the Turkish inflation rate is very high right now, 39%. And as well here in summer of last year, you had inflation at 74%. So most of 2024, you got inflation at 68%. And before that, by the way, it's been at 85%. So this means that the value of, if you just keep your money in a bank account, your inflation rate, you would have lost 68% of your value. And here, maybe this is not even, this is the official data with the government controls. So maybe the actual inflation rate is higher. And normally what you want to do when you want to sort of stop inflation taking root, like it's done here, is that you actually raise interest rates. So they didn't increase interest rates. They were at 50%. But as I just showed you, inflation was roughly at 70. So you have inflation that is 20% higher than interest rates. And this means that you don't have any protection against inflation in Turkey. And that causes that difference shows up in the currency. And obviously, with the detained mayor, the likelihood of moving away from Erdogan's policies is becoming smaller. So that is the reason for this pushing up here now. It's a loss of confidence in the Turkish lira. And by the way, you can see how this is sort of stuck here. And the reason for this is because, of course, it's heavily controlled, because people want to move out of this currency. They don't want to hold onto Turkish lira. That's why, for example, Turkish lira crypto is very popular in Turkey, because you can put your money there and then you won't actually lose the value. So if you look at this from a technical point of view, just from a Fibonacci perspective, there's obviously a risk that the government tries to sort of push the price down and sort of spike below this low here, which is sort of 36.53. So it might spike to the downside, but I would be very surprised if we trade below, say, 36.25 or 36. And I think people, this is more than a 50% correction from the high. So my bottom out here might drop a little bit lower. But I think if we look at this in the next couple of weeks, we're probably going to see the price is going to be at least at 40 again, maybe 41. And then we'll see how this continues.